My background was in the milk industry, and one of my friends who worked in the waste management industry basically said, your talents are wasted, why don't you come over to the waste industry, which I knew nothing about, and just at that time, that's where I was fortunate enough to meet with Drew in 1991. The company that I worked for was a company called Tarmac Economy Waste, which then had a name called Scott Waste, and from there on in I started with the waste industry. I've had a really good close relationship with the Murdoch family, and when they decided to start up business again, that's when we kind of lost touch with each other. Our company that I worked for, Tarmac Economy Waste, was sold, and I went to work with a company called the William Tracy Group, and I worked there for 24 years. Over that 24-year period, there was a very close association with the J&M Murdoch and the William Tracy Group, and that close relationship was very much Michael Tracy and Billy Tracy, along with Ian Murdoch, Drew, John and Helen. And there was a sort of kind of unwritten rule that we didn't go after each other's business. But during that period of time, the relationship with Drew and myself grew stronger, would you believe? And the fact that when he was stealing business off of me and I was stealing business off of him, we wouldn't hesitate to each other to phone each other up and say what we were playing at. And his standing joke was always that his salespeople had just started. My response back to that was, how can that be, Drew? I'm looking at one of the quotes that you've sent, and two of these young ladies that you have started quite recently have been working with you for 10 and 14 years. So we always had a bit of banter, we always had a bit of joke, but I knew that the company was a very reputable company, good family values, good service delivery. And then from there, I left Tracy's, and at that time Michael Tracy was still working there. And any nights out that Drew and John were there at a table and Tracy's at a table, they would always meet up with me and say, when you coming on board, when you coming on board. And I just couldn't do it because of my loyalty towards Michael. But when Michael left in 2017, by that time I was working for another company in the waste industry, NWH, and we parted company in 2019, and I knew then to sit down with Drew and John that the timing was right, and I've never looked back. And it is strong family values. You know, the people that work for J&M Murdoch are very much well looked after. Their commitment and passion to doing things safely, their commitment and passion to putting the customer right and putting the customer first, and their commitment and passion to delivery of service is second to none. And I'm not just saying that, I'm saying that from both my head and from my heart. They are a great company to deal with, to work for, to work with, and to hopefully grow this business as we're doing just now. Being a family business, if something's not right on the day, it's very much vocally said on the day, but it's forgotten about on the day. So, you know, it's like if your children or your mum and dad have a fallout with you on that day, it's very much forgotten for the next day. So for me, that's the challenges of a family business. But again, I go back to their way of dealing with things, the way they do things is second to none. This company, working for this company, you can have a life and you can have a laugh and joke with anybody, but there's also a serious side of it to making sure that our business is strong for the future.